We're driving. We're driving on glass wheels. What would happen if you replaced your car's wheels with glass? Would you be able to drive anywhere? But more importantly, would you look really cool like a really cool guy in a hovercraft? Or would it come crashing down in a shower of shards and disappointment? Aww. Today we're going to find out, and we'll stop at nothing until we get there, even if that means resorting to extreme measures. This idea all started with a call with a special someone.
All right, so you guys have a Ford Pinto.
Yes, and we've done a couple of videos testing out goofy tires on it. We made one out of asphalt. We tried one out of concrete, stone.
You have a Waterjet. Do glass.
Adam warned us that it would be a challenge.
It's very likely to shatter no matter what the second you start to try and move.
But we both agreed that it'd be an epic project.
No one's ever made glass tires. That would be the first.
And he gave us some tips on how to pull it off.
The thing about the Waterjet that's so great is that you can stack and you can layer. So you can easily sandwich wood nicely between like 4 sheets of glass where 2 interiors are bigger and the 2 exteriors are narrower, and you glue it all together using glass glue, which I don't know what that is, but you know, I know it exists because I see glass glued together. And then you would be able to actually get rolling on it. Good luck to you guys, and I can't wait to see what you do.
At first, I thought this would just be too difficult and we wouldn't be able to actually drive anywhere. So I didn't do anything about it for months. But it was just such a good idea that I couldn't stop thinking about it. It got to the point where I decided to just try it and see what happens. First things first though, I need to get some glass. If you're a smarty pants, you know that not all glass is the same. Most glass that's meant to be around humans is tempered because most people don't like getting stabbed if they accidentally break something. Tempered glass turns into these safe little cubes when broken, but I can't have my glass tires turning into little glass pieces at the slightest bump. So I need annealed glass. When I made Bulletproof glass, I bought tempered glass and annealed it in our kiln. The problem is, our kiln isn't big enough to fit an 18-inch tire in it, so I have to start with annealed glass. This is the dangerous kind. If you break it, you get some nasty shards that are razor sharp. But it'll be better for our tires. The problem is, annealed glass isn't mass-produced to the same degree as tempered glass, so it's more expensive. The solution, as usual, is Facebook Marketplace. I found this listing with inch-thick glass that was plenty big enough for our 4 wheels. For $250, I felt like I was practically robbing the guy. But like most things that are too good to be true, I got there and it was actually 2 1/4-inch panels glued together with argon gas in between. This would be great if I were building a house next to a freeway in Siberia, but I, in fact, am not. But I was already there and it was a pretty good price for 2 1/4-inch panels at that length, so I decided to just buy it. But these glass pieces were so big, I had to rent a U-Haul just to transport them. So that was another $100. So we're $500 deep at this point. I was almost certain the glass was going to crack in the 50-mile drive from the guy's house to our shop, so I nervously opened the back door and wouldn't you know it, the glass survived. Now we can just mount it on the Waterjet and do a little test cut on the corner. This will avoid any cracking. I heard a noise while it was cutting. Guess what that noise was? About as straight a line as possible all the way across the pane of glass. You can't make this up. I would guess it had something to do with this metal bracket. It's like this glass already had a personal vendetta against me, and all I did was chauffeur it around. This was clearly going to be more challenging than I thought. However, the top panel was still good, so I grabbed a razor blade, and 2 painful hours later, I had the top layer separated from the crusty, cracked bottom one. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Now that it's nice and flat on this plywood, with no metal to cause any cracking, cutting this will be a piece of cake. All right, I want to see if this is gonna break when I pierce it. We'll see if he shatters. Oh yeah, definitely shattered. It's a good thing we tested it on a small piece. All right, I've made a version of the file that is just the circles, no lug nut holes. And we're gonna test it out on the broken piece. All right, let's hope this works. Wow, these are looking great. I think we're good to go.
I'm joking.
I think it broke so many times because this plywood isn't perfectly flat, and so it causes some stresses on the glass. So when the Waterjet comes in, it just immediately shatters everything. I decided to just glue them back together and put them on the car and see if we could learn anything. So I took them over to the Waterjet and pierced it on there, and it caused a bunch of cracks, but it's okay because it was already cracked. And I painted some resin on to seal up the gaps and then put them on the car. So let's see how they did. Thank you, good sir. There we go. What a great fit.
Very nice.
Let's see how she does. Let's lower her down real slow. Yikes. That doesn't sound good. Oh.
I think it's resting on the jack.
Oh, darn. Now
I might not be able to let it down very slow, but I'll try.
Okay, yeah. As slowly as you can, but we understand if it's not very slow. I probably shouldn't stand right here, huh? Oh.
I think the forks are off.
Okay.
I didn't think it was going to hold.
I'm surprised it's holding. I did not think it was going to hold since it was already broken. Well, that confirms it. Glass will hold the car, but it probably won't drive.
I wonder if the noise is the resin or the glass.
Oh, that's a good point. I'm in it before he lowers it, so I don't break it when I sit in the car. Let's see if I can make it 5 feet. That'll do it. I think we all saw that coming because it was cracked, so I think we need something a little stronger. Say 10 times stronger. That's right, bulletproof glass. Bulletproof glass is really expensive. Luckily, we know a guy. Enter Armor Max, the experts who might just save this whole project. Well, we found this place online. Let's see what they have in here. Hello? Oh, they have bulletproof glass, so I guess. Wow, they really know what they're doing in here. That's pretty neat.
Excuse me, what are you doing?
Oh, sorry, I just let myself in.
Can I help you find something?
Oh, I'm just looking around.
So I'm Mark Burton at Armor Max. Here we make the magic happen. We're outfitting an armored sprinter van that's going to be used for presidential elections. These are used for transportation of celebrities, mobile offices. We help people travel safely from A to B, where all the options would be stored. If we're doing shocking door handles, the spikes, if they have strobe lights on the car, I mean, there's a handful of options.
Okay.
The process is we'll get in any type of car, Escalade, Hummer, RV, Sprinter van, and then the step one is to take everything apart.
Okay.
Okay, so we take seats, headliner, carpet, and then they go through stage by stage and they'll put in bomb blankets. They'll armor every seam, nook and cranny of the car. So the company has a contract with Tesla, so they do a lot of the Tesla vehicles for Tesla.
Cool.
And then Tesla will just use them throughout their fleet. This one's armored.
Yeah.
It's a normal car, but you still have to maintain it with, we armored the fenders, there's additional battery, wiring, all that kind of stuff for the options.
I didn't mean to, I swear. I noticed there's more black border on it, on the glass.
Yeah, great question.
What's that for?
So when you're making armored glass, you have an offset a little bit. It's a dot matrix. We can come look at it on this one.
Yeah, okay.
So because of all the armor, if you keep it the original thickness, you'd be able to see into all the armor work on the inside.
Do you have an estimate on like the average man hours, or like maybe on this truck?
Our goal is to do in about 700-800 man hours.
Okay.
Sometimes they'll take about 1,000 to 1,200. And that's probably about the average is about 1,000 to 1,200 on a lot of different cars. I don't know what it is, like doesn't matter what the car we work on, it's like we kind of hit that 1,000 man hour mark.
How much weight does that add on that one?
On this one, I'm gonna guesstimate they added about 1,800 to 2,000 pounds of armor to the car. Very big car, mobile home, an RV.
That's less than I would think though, you know, on a car that size. All right, so how much would you sell me one of these for?
So this is gonna go for about $2,000 or so dollars.
What do I have to do to get it for $5?
If you'll lick it, and if you'll let me put my little decal on it, then I'll give it to you for $5.
All right.
You're giving me your last dollars.
Yeah.
I just gotta make sure this is no. All right, I'll do it for $5.
All right.
Okay, let's see you lick it.
All right. It was awesome to be in a place where they actually knew what they were doing for once. These guys were true professionals. I mean, you kind of have to be when you're selling armored vehicles to Arabian princes. I know a lot of you guys are in the market for an armored vehicle, so make sure you check out Armor Max. Without their help, I probably would have been caught in an endless cycle of cracking regular glass. Not only did they hook us up with the perfect material for one wheel, but they gave me an idea for the other 3. Now that we've got something a little more substantial, I'm a lot more confident that this is going to work. The only problem is you still can't pierce it with the Waterjet. This is what happens when you pierce it from the polycarbonate side. And this is what happens when you pierce it from the glass side. So we don't want either of those to happen. Luckily, I found something that can help with that, but we do need to cut out the circle shape on the Waterjet first. Yeah. That is hefty. Well, she's all mounted up, and I'm really hoping I don't crack it because we've only got one shot at this. But I think if we start off and go in, we should be fine. Just because I'm a little nervous, I'm gonna turn the speed down to like 85%. It didn't crack. Round of applause. Bentley's gonna play that with no sound, and it's gonna be awkward, huh? Now, ooh, nice. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 layers of glass, and then one of polycarbonate, it looks like. Okay, now to cut out the lug nut holes. I got a premium tool specifically for this part. You know it's good when there's not a single word of English on there. Oh, yeah. That's as small as it goes? Uh-oh, we might be in trouble. Hey, yeah. Oh, nice. That is on there. Yeah. Yeah. Perfect. Now I just need a battery in my drill. And just a little water. Oh, yeah. This is working like a charm. All right, I think we can remove this now. Oh, man. Yeah, that's not coming out. Ooh. Here's a nice side view. That's the resin layer. And I can dent it with my finger now. Look how soft that layer is. I can kind of do that with the plexiglass. Then I obviously can't do it at all on the glass. This process took me forever because drilling glass without it cracking is a nightmare activity. I used the drill press for a little, but that was actually slower than doing it by hand with the drill. Lesson number 1, diamond bits and infinite patience are key to your success. Okay, the final hole. I started this at like 11 a.m. It's now 6:30. Almost an entire 8-hour workday to cut 5 holes. With only one piece of bulletproof glass and not wanting to spend $3,000 for the rest of the wheels, I'll have to make my own bulletproof glass if I want that cool guy hovercraft look. All those earlier failures taught me what I needed to know for this final attempt. First, I needed some flatter plywood. We had to come out here in the bitter winter's howl, but this stuff is flat. If the glass breaks on this, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Wouldn't you know it, with the straightest piece of plywood, it is still levitating. Call it Dua Lipa with the baby. Welcome back, everyone who just finished their comment about how it's not plywood, it's OSB. You're a nerd. I found a Reddit thread that says exactly how to do this. You get some polystyrene foam and put it under, and then you drain the water level. So it's currently draining right now. You can see where it was and where it is. Because the bubbles and the water churning around underneath come up with so much force that they crack the glass from underneath like a little volcano. Ladies and gentlemen, we got them. Had to cut it in half so it'll fit in the car though. I'd throw it on for comedic effect, but then it would probably ruin the cut of the glass. So you'll just have to imagine it. All right, this looks a lot better. There's nowhere with a gap between the glass and the styrofoam. So that's exactly what we want. All right, this is for all the marbles. If this doesn't work, I'm gonna be extremely sad. Well, wouldn't you know it? Doink! What else can I do at this point? I tried to cut up the glass into smaller pieces before cutting the circles so there wasn't as much weight and pressure on it, but you can see how well that worked. I decided to just cut out the other circles while I had it all mounted up. And they all cracked a bunch of times because why would they not?
The next day.
But then I remembered the spy movies and how they always have a glass cutter to cut a perfect circle in a window and how it takes them 10 seconds and how that's definitely how it works in real life. So I bought a circular glass cutter, but the instructions were a little weird.
Okay, how to use circular glass cutter. Calibrating the scale of circular glass cutter. Step 12. Pet hole is ready now.
So I put it all together, got it calibrated, and started cutting the glass.
We'll do it on the broken section in case something goes wrong.
Just listen to that satisfying sound. Ignore the radial sander in the background.
Little bits of glass are flying up.
Then I did it 100 more times to make sure it was really a good cut. Then I was ready to break off the tester piece.
Don't break in my eyes, please. Safety squints. A little harder.
The hammer wasn't working, so Alex suggested something a little more precise.
If I do this and it breaks, you can pull the, I don't know if you can separate them though. Oh.
Huh. So it just didn't even follow the scoring at all.
That didn't work either, so I tried hitting it with the hammer a few more times, trying out some different spots, until this happened.
No. It's like strong. How did it manage to do that? How did that even happen? How did it get past the crack that was here already?
There's heat strength, you can see the words right there.
So you're telling me buying windows off of Facebook Marketplace isn't the best way to get glass? Well, I think we need to go back to using these guys here. I can just use a little super glue in there and call it a day, I think. Just a little bit. All right, I just gotta do that 400 more times.
Now that the glass is ready, we can add some polycarbonate, which is also surprisingly expensive. These 8 pieces cost $225.
Inside of me, there are 2 wolves. One wolf wants to cut them all at the same time because that would be a lot easier and faster. The other wolf knows it's probably a bad idea and that the cut quality would suck.
So I think I have to do it the hard way.
What's crazy about polycarbonate is you can do whatever you want with it.
We're quickly pushing $1,000 on this video, with no sponsor.
Oh, yeah.
So I just repeated the same process 8 times, and then I got to do the best part.
Does it fit? Theoretically, it should. Oh, what a treat. I'll just mix up a little epoxy to glue them together, and that should do the trick. So viscous.
Then I spread that epoxy real nice and good and put the glass on.
Does it?
Then I did the same thing on the other side. Go figure. And smooshed it down again. The next day, they still weren't cured, so I put them in the hot box, and a few hours later, they were good to go.
Now that is some bulletproof glass right there. I did leave the plastic layer on. This is all glued together at the moment.
I just needed to separate them.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Yeah, that's why we left the plastic on. Oh, there's a second wheel. There we go. There's our last 2 wheels.
And then I was ready to drill holes in the glass. But first,
Doug. Hey, Doug, come here.
Hey, Doug. Let's go play. Yes, you are. Go play, Doug. Hey, how's it, Doug?
okay, let's drill those holes. Now I'll take them all and individually load them onto the Waterjet and run the cut file so that they're perfectly lined up, and that there's no margin of error for me doing it by hand. I had some business to take care of though. You know, when I started this project, I thought this was going to be pretty straightforward. I mean, glass is fragile, sure, but with some polycarbonate reinforcement, how hard could it be? Turns out, pretty hard. After 2 weeks of constant setbacks, broken glass everywhere, and countless hours of work, I was starting to wonder if getting a car on 4 glass wheels was even possible. But we finally made it. Let's see how we do. Okay, I am real proud of this one. So I'm thinking we put the polycarbonate side out so the lugs can twist into that a little bit. Let's see if she fits. Because we haven't tested it yet. Oh, like a glove. That looks so weird. Yes, thank you, Armor Max, for this beautiful piece of bulletproof glass. All right, just a little bit of impact because I'm tired of hand tightening. But we do not want this to crack. All right, we're ready. I have high hopes for the bulletproof glass wheel. If you're a little freak, get yourself a little freak on board sign. Available at waterjetmuseum.com, link in the description. Would you do the honors of putting me on the ground? All right, let's give it a test, shall we? There we go.
Oh, it's cracking along the edge.
Is it? Already?
Yeah, it's chipping off.
This feels like a normal car. Nothing strange about this car.
Oh, it's leaving a little trail of dust.
Oh, is it? Trying to look in the mirror. Oh, dang, it's already like mega cracked. It's almost as cracked as me at Fortnite. It's only like the front layer. If you can see it from this GoPro angle, it's like this mainly this layer, and then the rest seem fine. I wonder why that is. Probably because of the, actually I have no idea why. Let's keep going. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. It sounds like the concrete wheel.
Wait, let me put them. Oh,
What was that?
a big old piece just came off, but let me put the mic on there.
Oh, where did those come off? It looks like they came from like right here. Oh, or off the back. You see that big piece that's missing back here? Oh man, this is gonna suck to clean up. Oh, and these are razor sharp. It looks like a clamshell. Oh, all right, let's turn it around. Yikes. Yeah. How's she doing?
Dude, she drove over some gravel, and it hated that.
Oh yeah?
I could see the gravel go into it and then shatter it into a million pieces.
Oh man. She is not looking too hot.
Polycarbonate doesn't care.
Yeah, the polycarbonate's fine. It's still laminated to it. Like it's not coming apart at all. I'm pulling on it pretty hard. It works. It actually works. Even just driving a few feet is a huge accomplishment considering everything we had to go through to get here. But let's see how much further we can push it. Should we put the other wheels on?
Yeah, like it drives. We should probably do the other ones, right?
Yeah, sure. Should we do a burnout? All right, let's get the other 3 installed, see how she does. All right, well, these are fully tightened, and this is what the wheel can do. So obviously these lug nuts aren't gonna be ideal. We do have some other nuts here. Jimbo saved the day yet again. I went to rotate this, and it's just so light, and it feels so stupid. Like, you know, a normal tire weighs like 50 pounds or so, and this is like, what, 10 pounds, if that? So what I'm saying is this car is gonna have a crazy 0 to 60 because it's got really light wheels. All right, I think we're ready to lay her down. This looks cool already, but I think it'll look better with no jack or forklift. The hover Pinto. All right, I'm going down. This one's creaking. Uh-oh. What's happening over there? Yeah, looks like you're good. All right, she's on her own weight. I gotta be really careful as I get in so it doesn't collapse. Easy does it. Oh, it's creaking.
I gotta put the microphone there.
Oh, that didn't sound good.
Oh, it's just a tire bump. Oh, shoot.
Were you recording?
Yeah. Shook the ground.
Really? You like felt it? All 4 wheels are glass and polycarbonate. But we don't talk about that. Ooh. Oh boy, that sure sounds good. Oh!
They both shattered on the front.
Oh no. I guess let's put the normal tires on the front and then we'll drive around on these 2 glass ones. Wait, we have a spare, so let's just put 1 real tire here and then other spare on the front and then we're chilling. All right, well, I better start driving before it blows up. Let's hope when the transmission jolts into drive, it doesn't shatter the wheel. Let's let off the brake.
Oh! It's gonna do it again.
We're driving. We're driving on glass wheels. That's crazy.
How is it working?
I didn't think it would work. Should we go faster? Is that asking for trouble? Oh, I'm scared. Oh dear. Oh boy. Did it just break?
It broke.
Oh man. We made it further than I thought. How's the back wheel doing?
The back wheel's doing good. It just kind of cracked, but it didn't bend like this one did.
Well, you can drive on glass tires for a little bit, but not very long unless, come with me, you have some real professional grade bulletproof glass. I think it's time for a burnout test. I should probably roll up my window for this. I don't want any glass in my eyes. We dug a hole in the asphalt. Shoot. I mean, these wheels are bulletproof.
Oh, it stinks so bad.
Yeah, this is the resin from in between the layers of glass. Oh, and also it's the polycarbonate. Oh dear.
Sorry about that, Mr. Jimbo. It's all right.
It kind of made itself a wheel shape. It's kind of curved at the edges. I mean, I'm thoroughly impressed with this bulletproof glass. We could drive 100 miles on this.
Oh yeah, no, I totally. Nothing's better than getting ready to do something and realizing, sort of taking in the full degree of its absurdity and how lucky you are to get to do this thing right now with help and time and money and resources. Yeah, that was regularly one of my favorite mental exercises while making the show.
Well, good. Yeah, I need to remind myself of that more. When it's really annoying and the wheel won't fit on for 3 hours, I gotta think of that.
That's all part of the growing pains, man.